welcome to the Government Operations meeting for Monday, December 6th. And first item is public comment. Do not see anybody in the queue for public comment in person or I assume virtually, so we'll move on to item 3, approval of minutes from October 4th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes from
October 4th.
October 4th.
Yep. And you can second it, but you can't.
I guess I can second the motion. I just can't vote on it.
All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
She'll abstain. Okay, great. Item 4, update on town building with our facilities director. First, the fire station 3 roof. Good afternoon.
Hello, my name is Phil Sear, facilities director. So projects that were done since the October 4th meeting. Human Services Department was moved on November the 12th from the PD building to the first floor of Town Hall. Went smooth. Firehouse 3 outside Louvers, the old generator room, was blocked off with leftover brick from the senior center project. Brick actually matched the building, so that worked out really well. Library window replacements on the south side of the lower level has been completed. And then on that same side, we're experiencing leak moisture creeping into the building. So we have the lower level brick wall repointed and sealed. Now Firehouse 3, for upcoming projects, Firehouse 3 roof replacement was started November the 29th. It's still in process, but it's probably about 90% done. The only thing left is the metal trim around the top, and then we'll be done. Hopefully this week, weather permitting and product permitting, hopefully they'll get it done. Library, the outside smart lockers are to be installed December 13th. Power and data have already been installed, so we're just waiting for the contractor to come in and do their install. We'll hook it up, and Mary will be good to go with her outside lockers. Other than that, that's all I have on my list.
Okay, great. Any questions?
I have no question.
Okay, great. Moving on to item 5. Thanks, Phil. Moving on to item 5, update on the school buildings, the West Hill School HVAC replacement project. John Merrill.
Thank you. Pretty much a high percentage of the work was completed over the Columbus Day weekend. I think the only thing they really have left, beside some minor updates, is bringing in the commissioning agent to test the HVAC system, make sure everything's working correctly. And if not, then the contractor would make the appropriate adjustments. Also, this is a two-phase project. Phase 1, the Town Council appropriated money from a surplus in the Board of Ed's budget last year. And then Phase 2 was going to be funded by ESA grant, ESA 2 grant, received from the state, in which the Board of Ed applied for and got approval for. And the town did receive the ESA money back in October, which was about $712,000. So pretty much that project got all its funding sources. So it's, as I said, it's probably 95% complete with some retainage, and a few minor things need to be completed since the application for payment number 4 came in. So that's pretty close to completion. The other project the board's looking into now is re-roofing the Griswold Middle School. They've been looking into that over the past few months, and probably will treat it similar to the way the Stevens School, I think that's the school that we re-roofed last budget year, in which the town has to put up the money, but for the full replacement cost, estimated cost of replacement, but they will apply for a grant through the school building construction area so that we could recover, I think, about 46% of our costs. But again, that's, they're just beginning to look into that.
I'm sorry, what was the percentage trying to recover?
I think it was 46%.
Thanks.
And that's all I know about what's going on the school side.
Any questions on the schools? Just so I understand, so the phase 2, where there's the grant, that's going toward work, but we're already doing the entire project, is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
the HVAC, they did it in 2 phases.
Yep.
Because we had the money for phase 1, but then they had to apply, get approval, and get the money sent from the
Right.
state.
Okay.
And once we got approval, then the contractor started working on phase 2. Then we received that money in October.
Got it. Okay, great, so we're almost done. Super, thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6, the community/senior center project.
I'll start with this one, and then Phil will give you more of the details. But as you know, we have a problem with our sanitation pipe affecting the 2 existing restrooms that are handicap outfitted, and sort of in the old community center portion. It would have been costly and disruptive to dig up that sanitary pipe to try to replace it, because we most likely would have to dig up office space that we just built. So we were able to work with the architect and engineering and whoever to try to hook those 2 handicap bathrooms to a piping coming in from the nurses' station, which is coming right down the ramp. We were going to work with our contractor, PAC, who did the community center, but they weren't comfortable guaranteeing or saying that they could do it over the Christmas holiday. So Phil and I went to CROG, and CROG goes out and does a bid every year for the state to find contractors to do various work, and they get the construction work, and they get prices and everything quoted, so it's established, so it has already gone out to bid. So Phil worked with the Gordian Group and Millennium to put together this project through this CROG contractor. So if you want to go into the details, what
Yeah.
your
so
plans are.
We are planning to start it December 20th. We did basically Christmas break. So the kids in the preschool are not in the building when we have to jackhammer up the ramp. So basically the 2 bathrooms, the way they are situated, the drainage will be redone to poke into the existing new drain that actually comes from the nurse's station, and it flows underneath to hit the other 2 new gang bathrooms. But it was the less evasive way to correct the issue. So we looked at how to do it. At first, we thought maybe we would need to take the lower portion of the walls where the toilets are and the sinks, and then that means we'd have to replace tile and such. So on one bathroom, we're able to get to the backside, open up sheetrock instead of tile, so it'll save that much more money. But it's not going to be the way this project went. There's always surprises up the road. So hopefully, my fingers are crossed that within the 2 weeks we'll at least get out of the ramp area. We won't be finished with the bathrooms, but at least the ramp area, and then commence the continuation of the school and such. And
Right.
so again, December 20th is the start. Of course, holidays, we're going to be losing 1 day each week, so it's really 4-day weeks. We'll have to stay on top of them to ensure that we can get that ramp opened. So and then after the first of the year, I anticipate them just having to work inside the bathrooms, and that way the door closes behind them, and then they can do their work. Minimal noise, I mean, there'll be some, but not bad. So that's our plan.
So is there like a ballpark when you think it'll all be completed?
Probably middle of January to the end of January. That's my guess. And again, it depends upon product. Everybody across the board and all the trades are having issues with getting materials in, but hopefully, it will go smooth. Crossing my fingers, but we'll have two more functional bathrooms after we're done.
Do you have any questions?
Will they be similar to the other ones, or are they just going to be
No,
more or less
well,
as they are now?
We're not going too elaborate with a renovation. Just trying to keep it as inexpensive as possible to get them functional. But they'll be in very good shape. They'll be clean. Just not, upgraded like the nice bathrooms that we have in any other section.
Thanks.
But the one positive, Phil, right, they have the power doors that
Yes,
open up.
yes,
from,
it's fully handicapped, if you will. Yeah. The other issue that we're waiting for is the ramp area. So on the back side of the game room, that the game room is still closed for two reasons. One is because of the two bathrooms that are closed with enough toilet space for the activities, but also because there's a back door on the back side of that game room which leads out to the ramp and goes down. So the fire marshal didn't want anybody using that ramp until the rails were up. So I inquired about the rails and when they will be delivered, in anticipation of them being delivered here. I asked that question about 4 weeks ago, and it was 8 weeks from October the 15th. So that really brings us into next week. I asked for an update on the rails Friday, and that's still pending. I still haven't heard back. But I think we're close, but I just don't have a set date.
Just going back to this sanitation pipe issue, do we have a ballpark idea of like the total cost this
Yes,
will repair?
$45,007.
Okay.
That Phil worked it down to there.
That was more. That was first. That was like 52.
He was trying to get 45 even. but
Yeah, I was
he
gonna
wouldn't
say.
go any further.
Yeah,
Can't get someone throwing
it was a battle, so the $7 stayed.
But again, this was bid pricing
Yeah.
done by CROG, and so they just pull out their catalog and whatever work needs to be done.
Yep.
The pricing has been bid out.
And so, just so we understand, is that come out of the money from the senior center from the original? I forgot
What,
or is it that
As
other
we're
town money? or-
closing it out, hopefully there'll be funds in there
Okay.
out of the senior center project to
Yeah.
cover that. If not, we do have money from last year when we set aside in the non-reoccurring account some building repairs.
Right.
So that's more or less our fallback. So we
Gotcha.
have the money be in two pots.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we can take it all out of the
Out of the
senior
referendum money. Okay.
community
Yeah.
senior center.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Any other questions on either of those? Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. Other business, item 7, Rock Hill High School renovate as new project.
No news on that. We're still waiting for the state to come out and send their letter saying when they're coming out to do the audit, so
Right.
that's no news there. But on the Mosier School project, we're told that they finished their review of all the change orders right around, I think the beginning of October, so, and supposedly any money that they're reserving that's above the 11% retainage, we should be getting a check for. The dollar amount, we're not sure. When we're going to get it, we're not sure, but we were told that because they finished their review of all the change orders, they have a final cost of the project. So that's a wait and see.
That's good. And then that'll have to go through the audit process like the high school at some point.
Yeah.
Any questions on the two schools? Okay. Moving on to item 8, new business correspondence communications, the 2022 meeting schedule for the Government Operations Committee. Here it is.
I think we're following the Monday, first Monday of the month.
Yep.
In most cases. The only busy time could be that July 18th, because that could be this, the third Monday of the month, and generally it's a town council meeting. Well, it's probably the only meeting of the month, but it also usually piggybacks with public safety, usually piggybacks on that. So as we get in to see what the scheduling's like, we may have to adjust that date. But other than that, it should be pretty open.
Okay. And sometimes during the summer, you don't maybe even need it, but
Yeah.
if it's quieter, but we can see, so. Any questions or suggestions for changes or anything for schedule work?
It's already on my fridge.
There you go. Do we need to have a official motion to approve the schedule?
Just as the committee just approved the meeting schedule for 2022. And then you sort of,
So if you want to make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2022 government operations 2022 new schedule.
Second?
Okay. Any further discussion?
No further discussion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Okay, thank you. And item 9, bill payment recommendations. And we have one invoice, the West Hill School HVAC replacement project. So we'll take a motion on that.
I'd like to make a motion to offer bill payment recommendation for Tucker Mechanical for $57,911.05.
Second?
Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. John, anything else before we adjourn, or good?
nothing else.
Now take a
Bill,
motion.
any words of wisdom?
Awesome. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.